Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Kyle Wiley. Welcome to the Kern High Network. We're live at Ridgeview High School, KernHighNetwork.com live stream soccer game of the week. We have the Ridgeview Wolfpack. They will be hosting the Liberty Patriots in a big non-league game to kind of start off this soccer season. With me is Javier Cervantes, who is the head coach at East Bakersfield High School, also the community counselor out there as well. Worked with him at East High in my time as the dean of students out there. He is a friend and a colleague, and he's one of the guys that I wanted to get on board for the Kern High Network as we live stream soccer. We're both football players. You're a football player. I'm a football player. To look at that, have it on there. I know the game just a little bit. You're going to be with me here all night to kind of help give me the X's and O's, and I can kind of maybe facilitate some of the play-by-play. There is one guideline for everyone tonight, just so you made aware, is if there is a goal that is scored, I get to call goal because it's been a childhood dream of mine to be able to yell out goal as loud as I can and get away with it on air, and this is my opportunity. I hope this is not an 8-7 game because I don't want to lose my voice. I want to save it and build it up for everyone out there. Anyways, we're very excited about the Kern High Network. A lot of you may have watched the football games that we had in the fall. We had 2 football games a week, and we also had volleyball. But as we transition into winter, last year we started really going full steam, and we had a lot of basketball games. We had some wrestling, and this year as we kind of sat down, we decided that we were going to go in the soccer direction. And Javier, I'm going to bring you in. Last week, kind of a historic moment for the Kern High School District for the state of California. People were letting me know that this was the first time that we'd ever broadcast a sporting event in Spanish. And what does a game like that mean to you, that you'd be able to call a soccer game in Spanish, both guys and girls, Golden Valley at South High School?
It was a great experience, a great opportunity. A lot of feedback from the Latino community.
Yeah.
A lot of people told me that they watched the game on the KernHighNetwork.com, and they loved it. They loved it. They never had that before, so it's a great experience for them, for the viewers also.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had about 1,000 viewers for that game, and I was very excited as we look at the data and just the excitement, the buzz around that as we kind of look at this. Tonight is going to be English, hablo español un poquito no más, right there to look at it. Javier does both. He says, I'd like to do a game in English as well as Spanish, but we are going to have more Spanish broadcasts, kind of looking at the schedule, so I'm excited about that. And I want to say, my friend, I want to say thank you for stepping up to the challenge and doing that. You really opened up a whole avenue for us as a district as we start to look at how we can influence everybody in the district, even those people where English is their second language. This is a great avenue, and you know as well as I know the power of sports and everything that goes along with that.
It is a, like you say, it's a great avenue. Again, a lot of feedback walking on the streets. And,
Yeah.
Hey, Javi, I saw the game on the Kern High Network, and they
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
A lot of criticism too, but
Yeah, absolutely. To be expected. Well, I've heard more positive than I've heard negative going on there. But let's talk a little bit about tonight. You know both these teams very well. You're telling me before the game you've coached a lot of these kids in the club scene. We see that a lot in soccer out there as well. Let's start and look at the Liberty Patriots if you want to look here. Number 25, Kobe Franks, seems to be their captain and their go-to guy for the Liberty Patriots. Tell me what you know about the Liberty Patriots.
Coach Jay Gore, he's a wonderful coach. I know he's always intense. He always has his teams ready to play soccer. Kobe is a great forward. They usually play him as a target. Hopefully, he'll give us a good game tonight, where you're gonna get a chance to call that beautiful goal. But it should be a great
Yeah.
game between these two teams. Both great teams. We should expect an intense game tonight.
Yeah, so you look at the Ridgeview Wolfpack, led by number 11, Andrew Gonzalez, seems to be the go-to guy this year. Andrew Gonzalez, 5 goals already this season, has 10 points in total. Tell me what you know about the Ridgeview Wolfpack and Coach Kalinigan, please.
The Ridgeview Wolfpack is coming back from they won the Valley Championship a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Always a fast team, always well balanced. We'll see what formation they come up with tonight. But again, it should be a very intense game, a very interesting game for us to watch.
Absolutely. We're live right now Ridgeview High School on the Kern High Network at kernhighnetwork.com. My name is Kyle Wiley. I'm with Javier Cervantes, the head coach at East Bakersfield High School, who got on it. His team is playing in the South High Soccer Tournament at the Kern County Soccer Park. He made his way on out here. We got 3 officials that are in the middle of it, too. We got a lot of officials that were coaching. You told me that a lot of them, I think the last game was at 3:30 or something like that when the game finished up, something,
Yes.
or 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to get started in this. I know a little bit about soccer. I'll give you my soccer background as the athletic director at South High School in my second year. I was able to get on the tour of South High Valley Championship soccer. I remember going up to the very first soccer playoff game I'd ever been to. It was at Dinuba High School.
Wow.
And at Dinuba, there were 3 fans in the stands. It was the goalkeeper, Jose Vasquez, you may remember him, the stud
Yes.
keeper at South High. His parents and me were the only ones there watching it. And just to see that group of kids led by Dennis Rivas, Jefferson Escobar, just to name a few, Jesus Barajas and Jose Vasquez, those guys kind of going through and winning the first Valley Championship for South High School was definitely a dream come true. Then the next year they were able to repeat it in a tougher division. And then the next year go for the three-peat and get the state championship. So kind of looking at that, I can see how soccer can galvanize not only a community but also a school as well.
Yes, I mean, it was a great experience for South.
Yeah.
Coach Brian Smith did a great job right there.
Yeah. I remember the second year, some things ended up happening. Some top seeds got knocked off. And I believe we were a 5th seed. I was trying to remember. We were the 4th or 5th seed. Some teams got knocked off ahead of us, and then all of a sudden we're hosting a Valley Championship game, and it was packed like a football game. And sometimes in soccer, it gets a little brisk and a little cold. Have it on there. Nonetheless, we're going to get started in just a few minutes live on the Kern High Network at kernhighnetwork.com. Make sure you follow our social media on Twitter at KHSD Athletics. You can see some replays of some of the goals and me yelling out as loud as I can, goal. And I'm going to try and deliver on my promise to have that on there.
We're going to hold you up to it.
Yeah, I'm going to probably scare most of the crowd. Not a huge crowd tonight. It is Friday as people are making their way off. Kevin Willie, as I talked about, yelling out that goal, he's lowering my mic right now as we speak because he's afraid that he may go deaf if I yell into that. We got K-Dub 1, Kevin Willie on the film. And the announcement of the starting lineups are coming out right now. Number 3, Paxton Winders is coming out. Number 4, Dylan Graves. Alex Fernandez. And we're going to turn up the PA so you guys can hear that.
Number 9, David
Cortez comes on out. Sebastian Hernandez, another.
15,
Hunter Riley. We've heard that name from football. Number 17, Steven Barreto.
21,
Brandon Nielsen, the keeper. Number 21. Number 24, Aiden Gonzalez.
Frank.
And the captain we talked about earlier, number 25, Kobe Franks.
For your Wolfpack starting lineup.
And I'm going to talk about the power of a number. There is power in number in soccer. You know that as well.
Joel
Number 1, the keeper, Frank Hinojosa, is coming out.
Valdovino.
Number 3,
7, Jonah Molina.
looks like Joel Ramos.
Number 8,
And we got Edgar Valdivinos, followed by number 7, Jonah Molina. Number 8,
11,
Shitaro Yamaguchi.
number 14,
Number 10, Christian Gonzalez. Number 14, Angel Solorio.
Jeffrey Espana.
Number 15, Jeffrey Espana.
18, Acera Azul.
Number 18, Aced Azus.
Number 21, Jose Rico.
And number 21, Jose Rico. Let me get that correct. It's Aced Adus. He was part of that Valley Championship cross-country team that just won it a few weeks ago. So he's one guy that is a runner. As we do always, we're going to go mute, and we're going to listen to the national anthem being played. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem right there. As we get started in this non-league contest between the Ridgeview Wolfpack and the Liberty Patriots, I brought up a question to you earlier as we were announcing the starting lineup. There's power in a number in soccer, and some of the common numbers that I've seen out there are like the 7s, the 9s, the 10s. Can you give us a little bit of background on the numbers in soccer, of how you choose your number, especially at that professional level where you look at it?
Well, usually everybody goes by whoever's the best player in the professional player right now.
Yeah.
Messi's number 10.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo is number 7. And there's a couple number 9s there that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Luis Suarez. So everybody likes those numbers.
Luis Suarez, if you remember, is famous for biting off someone's ear or something like that. We look at it, getting a chunk of something. Doing it a couple times right there.
Yeah, he didn't learn his lesson the first time, and he did it again in the World Cup.
But I'm going to say this. The best number 9 is not the Cristiano Ronaldo that we all know about. It's the original Ronaldo from Brazil, number 9. I believe he played on Barcelona, yeah. Real Madrid he played as well. So he's the original one. He had a shaved head. He was a big, hulking guy. Looked like a American football player playing soccer out there.
Like
and he was a forward. He was a forward, and he definitely was a striker. So definitely someone to look at and pay attention to.
They used to call him phenomenal.
I think it was 2005 World Cup in Japan and Korea. He had just an amazing series. I think he had a hat trick in the final. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, get started. Looks like Ridgeview going to start out with possession of the ball. And in the center right there, it appears to be number 11, the goal scorer for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. That's Andrew Gonzalez. What formation are they coming out? What do you see right now?
It looks like Ridgeview's coming out with a 4-2-3-1 with a target player, which is Andrew Gonzalez. Yeah. Liberty, it looks like the same formation as well. We'll see how they moved. How they move once the ref blows the whistle. So
coming out in a 4-3-2-1 like you talked about right there, what's the reasoning behind coming out with the 4-man front?
Possession of the ball most of all. But we'll see how the coaches plan this game. We'll see different movements, maybe different formations during the game.
And it seems like you talked about with Andrew Gonzalez, kind of their scorer, their striker right there. We're going to see how they handle it. Live here at Ridgeview. It is a kind of a frigid. It's getting there. It's not too bad right now. Been in colder, but it has been brisk in the mornings.
It's comfortable right now.
Hey, we see fans right here lighting up their heaters out here and getting ready to go. See, the blankets are out, the beanies are on, the coffee is out, and it is soccer weather, and we're off right now. And it looks like possession is going to Ridgeview as they're playing it back towards the keeper. And like you said, they're just trying to fill out what Liberty is going to do. We see that number 25, Kobe Franks, and number 4, Dylan Graves, are kind of pushing it forward for the Liberty Patriots.
Usually first 5-10 minutes, both teams kind of analyze each other. They see what formation they each are going to play.
And the ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it is going to be possession to the Liberty Patriots, and it's going to be a throw-in on the side. And the ball goes to the middle field looking for their man, Franks, right there. He is big-bodied right there. But once again, Liberty's trying to establish a possession right here. Gives it back to Franks. Kind of bounces between two Wolfpack players. Ball gets back to the middle of the field. And trying to look at a shot. That's number 3, Paxton Winders. We've heard the name Paxton Winders. He's also the place kicker for the Liberty Patriots football team, too, as well.
Nice.
Had some field goals that we can look at, some very important ones for those Liberty Patriot teams. Coming from the back, number 11, that's Colby. And looks like Ridgeview's trying to maintain possession, but gets it to our guy, Kobe Franks, right here.
Joel Ramos is a very smart player, a center back for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. He's the one keeping that defense organized at the back. Him and Edgar Valdovinos, another senior, another captain for the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
And the ball's kicked off. And it's still in Liberty's territory, Liberty's possession. They're kind of marking up. That's number 3, Paxton Winders, trying to find some room, playing that right side. Like you said, it's these first few minutes, teams are trying to figure each other out, trying to see how they're going to play certain possessions, certain touches. You know, what players get the double teams and what players look at that. So
More than anything, also get some rhythm because it's kind of cold. So they're just getting warmed up, and it should get interesting.
You know, one thing I've noticed in the game of soccer, I've seen the quick strikes where it's like almost a tap at the center field and someone's blasting it, trying to get a shot early and often and all this stuff. But it seems like here, as you talked about that 4-man front rotation, a little bit, maybe a little more conservative. They want to kind of see where they're at the beginning of the game. And, you know, soccer is a grinded-out type of sport that goes on there.
Yeah, knowing these players, it looks like both teams like to come out of the back. They're not looking for that long ball, that long kick ball. Ridgeview also. Sometimes it looks like they're going to go back to a 3 at the back with Joel Ramos being the free man. We'll see. We'll see what type of movements they have in store for us.
So throwing the ball in right now is number 21, Jose Rico. As he gets it in the man of the hour, number 11, that's Andrew Gonzalez. Got to keep your eye out on him. He could strike at any time.
Number 9 for Liberty Patriots, Javion. He's also a very crafty player. He should be one of the go-to guys for Liberty.
Absolutely. Liberty turns over the Ridgeview ball. Got some openings for the Liberty Patriots right now. Kobe Franks trying to find that. One thing you can tell about Kobe Franks, he kind of stands out, you know, a little bit. It's his size right there that you can see. He's about 6'6'1", it looks like.
He's a
pretty
tall
physical player. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the college that he committed to, but I know he's already committed to play soccer at a college level.
Both teams playing it safe right now, trying to make the smart passes. Some slick movement right there by Gonzalez as he tries to find that corner and set up his teammate. Tries to cross it right here. I was getting nervous right there. My heart skipped a beat. I thought it was going to be a shot on goal right there, but Ridgeview plays it back a little bit more. Dribbling up is number 8. Oh, a little miscommunication. And we'll say that's miscommunication between Yamaguchi and Molina right there. Not reading the same page, expecting one person to cut. But nonetheless, it's going to be a goal kick for the Liberty Patriots.
You can see that Liberty wants to come out of the back. Again, you see their center back splitting, looking for that pass from the goalie, but he decided to go with a long kick in.
Absolutely. A little deflection right there, a little bit physicalness. It's going to remain Liberty's possession right now as they have a big throw-in. We do have the clock about 34 minutes and 30 seconds winding down on here. The clock is on our broadcast right now, so you can see exactly what we're looking at.
Alec Maxwell, he was the starting goalie for the Liberty Patriots. He actually injured his shoulder last week at a game, so wish him well. Get better, Alec.
So we have a backup keeper in there right now, and see if Ridgeview eventually, as they're trying to feel out what the Liberty's going to do, we trying to see if Ridgeview can maybe exploit that keeper, having the backup in there. What does it mean? I mean, when you have a backup keeper as a coach, what do you kind of plan for?
You got to treat him as a starter right away. That's where they're.
And we got a run right here. Number 7, Jonah Molina. It looks like they're going to call offsides. The far judge is going to wave his flag, and it's going to be offsides. Man, my heart skips a little bit when I see that. I get excited. I think
that's ready?
But I think that's what soccer's all about. I mean, even when I watch the World Cup, or watch a soccer match, the Premier Leagues have been on NBC a lot on Sunday mornings right before football. Seeing a lot of those things. I mean, that's the excitement of soccer is when those – because sometimes goals are few and far between. You're not scoring every time like in basketball.
Correct.
And maybe not – having a big play that you may think is a huge play like you see in football, but you enjoy those goals. You enjoy the crisp passing, the defense, all that stuff that goes in there.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the smart behind it.
Yeah,
it's like playing chess. That's what I tell people.
playing chess. And then the other thing, too, that I've really noticed about soccer more than anything, it's all about the spacing and making sure that you have enough lanes for those run-throughs and enough lanes for your offensive guys to be able to pass the ball effectively. If the lanes collapse like in anything, then you can't be very effective if the spacing's too tight. I mean, you look at a soccer field is wider than a football field, so you have a ton of space to be able to spread out and play the game and kick the ball around.
Right. Again, that's probably the strategy with both Ridgeview and Liberty. Keep the ball on the ground. I'll give you this.
Another run through right here. We see that's number 7, Molina, trying to get in there. Number 21, Jose Rico, deflects it off a Liberty player. Nice little slide tackle. That looks like that's number 3. The yellow card is going to come out on number 3, Paxton Winders. Just a little bit too aggressive on that slide tackle. And it looks like he is going to find his way on the bench as quickly. Jay Gore is going to sub him out to make sure this early on getting that yellow card. And, you know, kind of explaining the rules. As we know, 2 yellow cards equals a red card. That means the player's out for the game and all that stuff.
Ejected.
And the player's ejected. But in soccer, unlike football or anything else, right, if the player's ejected on the field for those cards, they're down a man to look at that. You can't fill in that spot right there. So very, very critical as we kind of go through there. Gives it to the man, and Ridgeview has a chance right here, and it's going, and it's dancing around the goal box right there. They're trying to find that way to score, and kicked out of bounds by number 10, Christian Pineda, but a lot of activity for the Ridgeview Wolfpack as they're kind of knocking on the door of the backup keeper right there. As you said as a coach, yeah, the backup keeper, you treat him just like a starter, but if you're the coach for the Ridgeview Wolfpack, you know that's a backup that's in there. And it's number 10. Slides it down to number 11, Argus scorer. Oh, and he is wide right there. And I'm trying to work on this build-up to get that goal right there. But nonetheless, he ends up wide right like there. But as you said, you're the coach of a team that has a backup. You said treat him like a starter. But then if you're the opposite team, you're going to treat it like, hey, you know that's right there. You're going to try and challenge him and take your shots on that.
If you know that that's the backup goalie, yes. As we can see, he struggled there a little bit with that goal kick. But you're going to test him. You're going to test him early with some shots. And it looks like Andrew Gonzalez, a very crafty player. He was trying to do that.
So the Liberty Patriots get possession, but the swarming Wolfpack defense usually have about 2 or 3 defenders on a marking a player at a time. And nonetheless, the ball is controlled by Franks as he tries to settle it down for the Patriots, but it's immediately turned over to the Ridgeview Wolfpack. It's kind of a seesaw yo-yo game going on right now. As number 6, that's Alex Fernandez, tries to put some space for the Liberty Patriots. I got Coach Cervantes right here trying to look for a flag, get out there, and he's kind of dancing around right now. The call is made offsides on the Ridgeview Wolfpack, going to give possession to the Liberty Patriots. We have 29 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first half of this Kern Network live broadcast.
Going back to that yellow card, Kyle, is an automatic yellow if you slide tackle from the back. Sometimes a red card, automatic ejection.
Kobe Franks dancing around a little bit right here as well. Going to try and find something. And, you know, like I think most sports that you look at, you want to err on the side of player safety as an official to look at. We've seen a lot of attention with that in football and American football. And we see a lot of attention, as we can see with soccer, with the new attention to concussions, to player injuries, and all that stuff too as well. So, as you said, you got to sometimes make a tough call on that. I could go back a little bit different, but I'm a football player, not a soccer player. So it's like, hey, to me, that just looks like a good physical play, but there's probably more to it than what I'm seeing right there.
That's one of the main responsibilities of the ref, to make sure the players are safe, and that's why he pulled out that yellow card, just to send a message that he's not going to allow those type of tackles.
So early on statement by that. Ball goes out of bounds to the Wolfpack. Looks like it's number 21, Jose Rico, throwing the ball in bounds for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Trying to get a little bit of a run. That's number 7, Jonah Molina. And they switch it to the other side. Another offside call made on the far judge over there. And they're calling a tight game, it looks like, tonight.
I said a deuce. He's a very crafty player, very fast. They're gonna have to watch him closely on that side. He's a very fast player. I said a deuce.
Absolutely. We saw that in cross country as part of that team that absolutely dominated the Division III Valley Championship. And they had a good showing at state, but they absolutely, I think they had, about 8 or 9 top finishers and top 20 finishers in the Valley. So
Wow.
he was one of them right there. So definitely in shape, ready to play soccer. Good combination of cross country. Looks like there's a little bit of transition. That's number 11. Andrew Gonzalez ends up out of bounds. Like you said, both teams still trying to find that rhythm as we get into this game. And let's see what team becomes the aggressor now on the offensive side of the ball.
We're still not able to see who's really dominating the game. They're still trying to find the rhythm, to find the what is going to work for them.
Absolutely. And the one thing about the game of soccer, it's anybody's game, and it doesn't matter what the score is. One little slip up, one little mix up could be the change of the game. A team could look like they're dominating, and then all of a sudden at the last time I remember a Ridgeview South game at South, and South was dominating 2-0, but the last minute Ridgeview was able to get 3 plays right off the bat and win 3-2. I'll never forget it. I mean, it's craziness. So you never know what's going to happen in soccer.
It happens very often, Kyle.
Pass back to the near side over here. That's Rico again with the ball. Number 15, Jeffrey Espana, is able to take a little bit of control. And Kobe Franks right here, a little bit of a turnover. But Ridgeview Wolfpack kind of get back, and they swarm on it. And like you said, trying to find that one rhythm, that one person who's really going to stand out. Ridgeview's going to try to look to push up right now, get possession of the ball. They're fighting for it. Looks like it's going to be just a small little foul called on number 4. That's Dylan Graves. And now it's pushed into Ridgeview's side of the ball.
You really got to find the balance if you want to be oh, here we go, Kyle.
Andrew Gonzalez passing it to the near side over here. Ball stays in bounds, trying to maintain possession. And here comes Rico right here. And a little bit too much physicality for the center judges' taste right here. And it's going to be Liberty ball as they kick away.
Center referee John Lopez. He's a ref that he's
been around the game a long time.
Yes, he's also. I'm sure he's done college games also.
Yeah, absolutely. This soccer community is tight knit from high school level to the AYSO level to you name it, the youth levels and all that stuff too as well. The club scene. I mean, it seems like that soccer community, whether you're coaches, officials, players, all of you guys are intertwined in every aspect of soccer that goes in there.
Exactly. I'm sure these kids have know Mr. Lopez from reffing club soccer games, and he knows them, so they're familiar with each other.
Yeah, calls a fair game. I've been around it a number of years and seen him out there, and a real passion for the game. Here we go. Liberty's kicking off. 24 minutes left to go in the first half. Someone trying to find the first goal of the game, so I can erupt in my go, 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 and it's going to go on for a while as we look at, and a shot on goal, and it's right corner, and I almost had it right there as I'm talking about it. What an excellent shot. That's I think that's the captain,
Javian Cortez.
Javian Cortez with the shot, and it's going to look like a set piece is going to be set up on the right side, and it's number 10, Christian Pineda. One thing I say about the high school game, the set pieces are so critical, and teams that practice these where they're going to go, and the keeper's out of the box right now. And there's a lot of activity going on for the Liberty Patriots. And an attempt at a goal, number 6 right here. And could it be? And yes, it is. Oh, the flag is waved off. Kobe Franks. The flag is waved off. Offsides by the Liberty Patriots. And I'm getting ready to yell goal right here.
Great pressure
Kevin
by the
Willie
Liberty
right
Patriots.
here was getting excited. People feeling it. But it is called off, and it's 0-0 going on. I think I'm going to wake this crowd up. They're not going to know what hit them.
Once you get that goal.
Once that goal comes on there, it better be a Ridgeview goal first because we're on the Ridgeview side. But nonetheless, 22 minutes to go. Goal waved off. A Kobe Franks goal waved off early on the left side.
Great shot by Javian Cortez earlier, and also a great save by the goalie. Barely tipped it, gave him a corner kick.
Yeah, and I think I've started to notice the body language of Hinojosa, who's the keeper for the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
I think
he's got to get his confidence right now to get it going. He is awake right now because there's a lot of activity that takes place right there, and he's got to be on his toes a little bit more as he come up. He's barking out orders. Franks is kind of leading the way a little bit, trying to set it up, and that's Hinojosa flying with that knee and makes an excellent save as he kicks it to the center of the field, trying to give his teammates an opportunity, and that's number 7, Molina right there as he's going to go, and Molina still has it. The keeper is down, and Molina's dancing around trying to find someone, but there's no one there. And the call is made, and it looks like there could be a card on this.
Great challenge there by the goalie. We talked about him being a backup goalie, but he proved right there that he's ready for the challenge.
And the referee is having a little bit of conversation, trying to see what that conversation is about. Maybe he's marking the ball for the free kick. And that's number 11. Our man, Andrew Gonzalez, is getting up there. And how many feet do they have to mark off from the free kick?
10 yards.
10 yards. Got to mark it off. 10 yards from there. And Andrew
Gonzalez,
Gonzalez, and no, he's probably got the strong enough leg. So if I'm Andrew Gonzalez, and you know Andrew Gonzalez, where do you think he's going to attempt to go right here?
I think he's going to curve it to that first post.
So the upper left V, let's take a look at that. Let's see if he's right. Andrew Gonzalez gets up there, and he shoots, and it goes into a swarm of Liberty defenders, and the ball goes back in the foot of a Ridgeview Wolfpack. And number 4, Dylan Graves, is pushing the ball forward for the Liberty Patriots.
Dylan Graves is a very strong player. He's also a football player, I believe.
American football. We want to make sure we clarify that as we go through there. Javier Cervantes on the commentating tonight does a wonderful job, knows the game inside and out. He's carrying this broadcast tonight. I'm just kind of using my sports knowledge to help carry it on. I'm actually surprising you a little. I'm actually surprising you a little bit on a little bit of soccer knowledge that I know.
Oh,
so
you know enough.
I got to give credit to Guillermo Alvarado and Brian Smith for all the years at South High that they've carried me and really established a base. I also got to give John Gotchin some love out there, too. Those 3 guys really kind of taught soccer to me and explaining some of the ins and outs. So I don't know if they're watching, but if you guys are watching, Brian Smith, John Gotchin, Guillermo Alvarado, appreciate all your help in grooming me for soccer. Ball is cleared out right here, and that slick little move right there.
Counter attack by Ridgeview.
And here we're going to see this is Molina right here getting up there, had his opportunities. Great counter by Ridgeview, left short. And number 7, Jonah Molina, is all over the field right now. Actually, let me say it, all over the pitch right now. We got to make sure it's right as we go through and look at it. He is running up and down the floor. Not the floor, the pitch. I got to get it right. 19 minutes, just under 20 right now.
Just want to point out, Kobe Franks. He's a great target. He's big body. It's easy to play him. He's easy to find him. He lays it out. He lays off the ball, and for the players that are coming behind him.
You know, we often talk about Europe, where soccer is just booming like crazy. I was able to go to Ireland this summer.
You did.
And was able to check out how big soccer is over there. It is just absolutely huge over there.
It's religion over there.
And so you see these guys that would probably play football if they were here, American football, if they come over, because with American football, the popularity that it has. But, in Europe, you're seeing a little bit different style play than you would see, in the Premier Leagues in England and Ireland and some of those Nordic countries, a little bit more physical play than you see in La Liga, where you see a little bit more of razzle-dazzle, with, Barcelona and all that stuff too as well, Real Madrid. So
those countries lead. They love soccer day in, day out.
It's their passion. It's their life. Molina leaks behind trying to get it right there. Trying to see what the call is. There is a yellow card that is called, and it looks like it's going to be
Dylan Graves late challenge right there. Number 4, Dylan Graves.
I wonder if that is late challenge right there, but Dylan Graves nonetheless gets the yellow card, and it looks like he's going to come out. And coming back in is number 3, Paxton Winders, who also has a yellow card himself. So you got Dylan Graves with the yellow. You got Paxton Winders with the yellow. You got to pay attention to this as the night unfolds. The ball's kicked off. Looking for that first elusive goal of the night. There's our man who's pretty slick with the ball himself, and a rocket goes right at him. That's number 6 right there, Angel Lopez, with a rocket right up the middle. But it is a good, solid keep. That could be number 8, Shitoro Yamaguchi as well, but a good keep by number 21. That's Braden Nielsen with a solid effort as that backup keeper.
Rules in high school soccer: when you are given a yellow card, you have to step off the field, and then you can be subbed a later time.
Re-enter later time. Did not know that. Appreciate that. Have my walking rule book right next to me. All things soccer. Javier Cervantes. Been around the game a long time. Played soccer at Cal State University at Bakersfield. All-time lead. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I can't put it out there. But, no, we played Cal State University, Bakersfield soccer. Been around the game in the club scene, high school scene. Seems like you're around soccer all the time. Your boy plays at BHS. Is that correct? Plays over there?
He does. He plays for BHS.
Absolutely.
Just want to point out that we won the national championship in 1997 with CSUB.
Wow.
Under Coach Tobin, who now coaches at San Jose State, and with Jeremy Gunn, who now coaches Stanford, and he won a couple national championships himself out of Stanford.
Wow. With national champion Javier Cervantes helping me coach out here tonight. Good for that. Liberty Patriots try to push it forward. Kobe Franks trying to find some space up there. Big, tall, number 25. He's closing in. Good effort, good hustle right there. Game of soccer, sometimes you got to conserve that energy and make your runs when you have it to try and make something happen. Liberty's trying to find something happen. Liberty with the blue tops and the red shorts. Ridgeview Wolfpack with the purple shorts and the white tops. Trying to make a play. Number 11, Andrew Gonzalez, is good as advertised, but he's marked instantly almost every time. Has to dazzle his way through that defense. It seems like there's 4 defenders always back for the Liberty Patriots.
Yes, you can tell the coach, Jay Gore, knows who Andrew Gonzalez is. Because right when he gets the ball, he has a defender on him.
Jay Gore getting a little bit animated with some of his defenders.
I had the pleasure also to be coached by Mr. Jay Gore with the PDL team here in town. He's a great guy. He knows a lot about the game. Very intense.
I'm here with the professional national champion, Javier Cervantes, leading the way. I'm going to keep adding titles as the night goes on.
PDL is not professional.
Ball goes through number 1. Frank Hinojosa is able to stop it for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. 14:30, still 0-0 match between the Ridgeview Wolfpack and the Liberty Patriots. Ball's on the near side. That's number 20, Steve Ornelas. And the ball ends back to the keeper through Joel Ramos. And the ball's kicked off. Still trying to find that first score. That's number 11, Andrew Gonzalez. Trying to get on there. And as we've seen all night, anytime the ball is around him, like the greats that we see in the game of soccer, he's instantly marked up.
Really, both teams making the same mistakes, trying to force the ball into the gaps, but not finding any rhythm yet.
Then the ball goes out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be number 20, Steve Ornelas, with the throw-in. And he's going to throw it to number 8, Yamaguchi. Gives it right back. Going to find their man. And nonetheless, like you said, maybe trying to press and force things a little bit too much. It seems like that happened. The ball goes out the back end, and it's going to be kicked off by number 21, Braden Nielsen. Closing in on the 10-minute mark as we're at 13-13.
You can see there how Liberty wants to come out of the back, playing their center backs, and finding a quick pass to Javion Cortez.
And it looks like right here, Franks definitely is athletic, big body. Pass it number 2, Josh Bueno. And the shot attempt goes off, but the Ridgeview Wolfpack defense is back there. Ball ends up going out of bounds, and that's once again number 9, Javian Cortez, has another attempt on goal. Like I said, no real rhythm, no real clean shots. Both teams playing 4 back, so it makes it very difficult to have those one-on-ones and those wide-open shots. But nonetheless, here comes Javian, and he is, you talked about it earlier, one of the fastest guys we've seen around. And Javian Cortez flying through the air, they're going to give him the opportunity at the free kick for the Liberty Patriots, and it looks like one of the defenders is going to be called back, and there is a yellow card, and that is going to be on number 3, Joel Ramos, and he's got to sit out a play right now as he gets that yellow card. So we have 3 yellow cards in the first half as the clock keeps ticking down to look at, and as we know, the last 2 minutes is always stopped on the clock to allow for stoppage time that's been accumulated throughout. Number 10, Christian Pineda, in for the kick. And if you're looking at Christian Pineda right now, where are you looking at right now? Are you looking to set up a pass? Are you looking to get up upper right V? What are you looking at?
It could be a shot. It could be a cross into the box. We'll see.
And the ball goes up, and it goes right into the arms of Hinojosa, the keeper, with his salmon-colored goalkeeper shirt. One thing I'll never understand is have the off color that goes on there, but these keepers always have a funky color that goes against the grain of the normal colors that they have. That's number 7, Angel Lopez dancing around with the ball. The ball ends up out of bounds. Jose Rico on the far side, it looks like, has the ball as he's going to pass it in.
Jose Rico now playing right back. He started as a left back. Now the Ridgeview coach moved him to the right side.
We are live, Kern High Network Soccer Game of the Week. We want to wake this crowd up with a goal that goes out there. I may embarrass myself, but nonetheless, we're going to get out there, and I'm going to make sure that it happens. And Patriots are going to be defending. That's number 9, Javian Cortez, one of the fastest guys in town that we could look at. Nonetheless, he's going to try and find that run. Franks gives the ball up to number 2, Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly gives it back to Franks. Great ball right here, but great defense by number 15, Jeffrey Espana, is able to get the ball out of there. I got to give credit to Espana. I thought that Franks had the run through right there, but Espana was able to get his leg up at the last minute and able to stop that, not allowing them to score.
I know Jeffrey from club soccer, and he's a very strong player, a very smart player also.
And the ball bounces around a little bit, as we can see right here. Sloppy mistakes, sloppy passes, turn the ball right back to Liberty. Here comes Franks trying to leak in there and save the ball from going out of bounds. The side official is actually going to call it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Wolfpack. And on that side throwing it in is number 20, Steve Ornalis.
So far, Liberty looks like the most dangerous team with more shots than Ridgeview going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Javian Cortez, the combination of him and Franks up there, you got kind of thunder and lightning, you know what I mean? You got a little speedster going over there with Javian Cortez, and you got Franks, who's kind of the big thunder that lays kind of some of the power that's in there. Ball passing around. This is good, solid passing by the Wolfpack, and they're doing a good job. Gets the ball back to number 5, Ethan Jacobs, and they're able to cross it back to the other side of the pitch. The ball ends up going out of bounds. And sometimes I've noticed this in soccer. Players kick the ball deep just to maybe switch things up, get the ball on the other side of the field rather than just keep it on the same side over there. Maybe spread it out a little bit. Is that true that goes on there?
Some coaches like it. I don't like it personally.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's necessary so you can get your shape back, so you can reorganize.
Reorganize in the defensive end and all that stuff too as well. 8 minutes and 30 seconds counting, going down. The ball gets out here. Kevin Willie on the camera does a great job. And here comes Kobe Franks. He's got a one-on-one possession, and there's a slide tackle.
Red card.
And a red card comes out almost instantly because I think the foul occurred in the penalty box. And I think this is going to be an opportunity where Kobe Franks is going to have an opportunity. But the red card I believe, ends up trying to see.
For
Is
number
that
5, Edgar Valdovinos just received the red card.
Edgar Valdovinos, the senior defender, is coming off slowly to look at. And this is a big moment, an exciting moment that I can look at. This is number 25. The captain, Kobe Franks, gets up here.
This is your chance, Kyle.
Well, I got to try and hold it back right here. I may wake up and offend some people, but nonetheless, this is for the kids that get out here.
It's quite a few people now.
Kobe Franks gets out here. He sets it up. He's got the free kick. He's got the PK right here. Kobe Franks eyeing it up. He's going one-on-one with Hinojosa, waiting for the ref whistle, and he goes, and the ball goes, and it's a goal! Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! I've been waiting to do that forever right there. But it's a goal right there for Kobe Franks, is able to sink it in.
You did wake out the
Whoa.
crowd.
I've been waiting
Everybody's
for
looking
it.
at you right now.
Everybody's looking at me going, what the heck is going on with that guy up there? And I will try it again. Missed the replay on Twitter. I'll get that out later. But Kobe Franks is able to get it with PK early on. Coach Colligan is actually talking with the center official, maybe questioning that call early on.
I think he was questioning the card, maybe not the call, but it was a foul. But he was questioning whether or
So
not
if
it
you
was a red
foul
card.
in the penalty box, it's an automatic red card.
It is, but we got to remember that high school rules are sometimes different than FIFA rules. Who is that?
Yeah. So nonetheless, Liberty looking to capitalize on this momentum that's going on there. And nonetheless, ball ends up going out of bounds, and it's Ridgeview.
Hopefully, this is what it takes for Ridgeview to wake up a little bit, and maybe they want to go on the offensive a little more.
Absolutely. 1-0. Kobe Franks on the PK. Right off the bat. Was I okay on that? Was the form okay?
That was excellent, man.
I'm trying to get better on that. Trying to work, trying to improve every time.
You
so
did a great job. That was excellent.
hopefully the next one.
I wouldn't do it just like that, but that was excellent.
Absolutely. Ridgeview trying to look and capitalize, get something before going into the half. I would say kind of universally, like you see in multiple sports, it's like how you finish the half off. And if I talk about American football, you know, scoring that touchdown if you have that opportunity, or getting points on the board
Correct.
going into the half instead of going down 1-0 at the halftime, try and even things up and go 1-1.
6 minutes left in the half. It's very tough for Ridgeview to receive a goal right now.
Coach Cervantes says 6 minutes left in the half. For those of you who know, it may say 5 minutes or less and counting on the clock, but because of stoppage time, you never know how much it has. What would you say average stoppage time is in the high school game? Would you look at 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
The coach, I mean, the referee stops the clock on every dead ball.
Okay.
PK, yellow card, he has to stop the clock, so we'll see how much time he adds at the end.
Absolutely. Kobe Franks dancing it around, and it looks like a shot goes over the top of the goal, and Hinojosa is going to come out 1-0. We say 1-0 in this game of soccer, right? We got to get it right.
That's very European of you.
Yeah, okay. We got to sound very European. Is it 1-0 the rest of the world, or is it 1-0? Is it
1-0 in Europe.
All right, 1-0 in Europe. All right.
It's 1-0 South America.
Everywhere else, 1-0. We're going to keep it 1-0. The North America, South American way, we're going to keep it 1-0. Oh, looks like the ball is going to turn back, and it's going to be Liberty's ball.
Edgar Valdovinos with a red card now. He has to sit out at least one game.
Yeah.
And that he's a senior, and he's a very important piece of that defense.
Especially on the, finding the old cliche in every sport is defense wins championships. And looking at my years of soccer and, looking at South High's team, when they've had a stud defense like a Jose Vasquez in the keeper position, and even Jose Barajas, who played that center back but was able to drop back and play defense, he's just such a hulking presence in there for that South High Rebels team as they won Valley Championship after Valley Championship. Nonetheless, it looks like it could be number 24, Aiden Gonzalez, trying to make something happen for the Liberty Patriots. A lot of sloppy play. Got to take care of the possession of the ball for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. They're trying to maybe press maybe a little bit too much, being down 1-0 going on there, but they got to try to find their rhythm as the ball ends up way out to number 15, Hunter Riley.
It happens when the team goes down and score. Now they're awake now. Now they want to pressure a little more.
And it looks like the ball was brought down. I think that's number 11. Looked like there was a little extra contact on there. That's number 11, Andrew Gonzalez. Liberty Patriots, and this is the one thing that Ridgeview's got to do, is they just got to sit back and play their game, not worry about not giving up another goal. And maybe on their mind they're thinking, if we give up one more goal, we go down 2-0. That's a big hurdle to go over, but you can't think that. You just got to play your game going in there.
You can't panic. You got to be composed. You gotta think that there's 40 minutes left in the second half, and they should be able to equalize if they play it smart.
All right. 2 minutes on the clock, and usually it stops about 2 minutes, if I believe. Is that correct, or does it go all the way down?
2 minutes.
So on it, we see it stopped at 2 minutes. We're going to see how much stoppage time goes on there to look at.
Andrew Gonzalez now playing at a different position now. He started as a striker, as a center forward. Now the coach told him to play as a left mid, which he could be very dangerous from that position too.
So if you just tuned in right now, red card in the penalty box by the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And they are down a player, so it's 10-on-11 right now. And we're going to see how the Ridgeview Wolfpack can respond being down a man.
Sometimes teams play better with 10 players. Don't be surprised that they come back strong second half.
A little bit more urgency and a little razzle-dazzle right here.
Andrew Gonzalez once more, top of the box.
And the Wolfpack are indeed playing a little bit tough. You talked about that. Sometimes when teams are down a man, I was watching Alabama last week, Alabama men's basketball. They actually, a fight ensued on the court, and their whole team got up. And when your whole team gets onto the floor, you all get ejected. So they got down to 5 people. A guy fouled out. They got down to 4, and then a second guy fouled out. They were playing 3-on-5, and they actually kept the game rather close because they play inspired. And the team that is down has nothing to lose, but the team that has them all, they put pressure on themselves because they don't want to lose to a team when they're down one to look at. So
wow, 3 players?
3 players, 3-on-5 to look at. You got to play with who you got on there. Maybe get the vendor. And the center official is going to call it, and it's going to be halftime right now. We are live at Ridgeview High School where it is halftime. And by a penalty kick by Kobe Franks, puts them up 1-0. We got a little bit of a halftime. We're going to take just a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll pick up with some first half analysis, and we are going to go live in the second half and see if the Ridgeview Wolfpack can come back against the Liberty Patriots. Be back in just a second on the Kern High Network at kernhighnetwork.com.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
We're learning a lot about how mobile apps are made, the programming and coding that goes into it, along with the time and effort. Along with that is also the entrepreneurship of the class, learning how to run our own business.
We're also learning basic marketing skills, people skills, graphic design, and social media marketing so that they can freelance, they can work on their own, they can apply for a job, they can go to BC or Cal State or any other university who offers programs that are specific within the mobile app development concentration or business concentration.
With my future and career, I do plan on being somewhat of an entrepreneur, owning my own business, sort of a clothing brand line. And so this will definitely help me out with possibly an app for my company, and the entrepreneur part helping me be able to run my business as smoothly as I can make it go.
Right now we're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Kyle Wiley once again, trying to regain my voice off that goal. I'm a little bit more dramatic. There's something coming off there, but Kobe Franks, nonetheless, one of the toughest things to do is to shoot PKs, and I know I've been around practice with Brian Smith, Guillermo Alvarado, and I've seen them practice on PKs because you just never know when that opportunity is going to come. Usually it comes at those critical moments right before a half, right at the end of the game. Those are critical moments of games, momentum changers to look at. I've seen Jefferson Escobar and Dennis Rivas and some of those star players that were on those South High teams, and a few of them just didn't have the same gusto to be out there. So consistently for that South High team was Jesus Barajas, was stone cold when he'd get in there, and it was like automatic all that time. And I've seen the best of talent struggle on those keeper on those penalty kick shots. And like you said, it's not easy. And I've seen guys like, Jose Vasquez as a keeper be stone cold as a keeper, because as a keeper you're trying to figure out, like you said, that chess match, where they're going to go, where they're going to look at.
You got to be composed when you got to take a PK. You got to it's not, like I said, it's not easy. I haven't missed any PKs myself in my soccer career, but
You've only shot one. You 1 for 1? Is that even like,
no, but you do have to be composed. The goalie makes a huge difference. One thing that you don't do when you're gonna take a PK, you don't look at the goalie.
Yeah.
You look at the spot where you want to place the ball.
Yeah.
That always usually works.
1-0 Liberty Patriots are up on the Ridgeview Wolfpack in this non-league game. When Mark Thompson, the athletic director at Ridgeview, asked me, said, "Hey, Kyle, can you live stream this game?" There's kind of this newfound kind of rivalry that's going on between the Ridgeview Wolfpack and Liberty Patriots. Both coaches know each other, that being Phil Calignan and Jay Gore. They know that, look at it stuff, so yeah.
I believe Phil played for Jay Gore at Liberty.
So there's the roots that are going on there that you look at it. It seems like everybody's played for Jay Gore except for me to look at that. So nonetheless, to look at it, it seems like, he brought this game up here, said the last few years they've had these matches where they've gone on there and it's been pretty solid to look at. And you could see very evenly matched. And I think I was talking to you. You were mentioning earlier in our broadcast, Javian Cortez and Kobe Franks, number 9 and number 25. They're the captains. And I call them Thunder and Lightning. One guy's got the speed, and that's in, Javian Cortez. And number 25, Kobe Franks, is kind of that thunder that gets on there. And sometimes being so physical or being so big and tall and hulking, all that, you're going to draw that contact. And like you said, that led to his penalty kick was his physicality probably and his body in the penalty box where he's able to get around him. He's able to get that red card, for the Ridgeview Wolfpack, against the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Soccer terms, Javian is the playmaker.
Yeah.
And Kobe, he's just the striker. He's the finisher. Javian creates with the ball. Kobe makes the runs. He puts the ball through and gets a penalty out of that.
Be able to get that. We're going to get started in the second half. So as we move into the second half, if you're Jay Gore, what are you telling your Liberty Patriots moving into the second half?
I think Jay should be happy with the way his team finished the first half. They started dominating the game a little more, having more possession, being more aggressive going forward. So he's probably going to tell them to expect some pressure from the Ridgeview Wolfpack in the first 10, 15 minutes.
And if you're Phil Calignan, what are you telling your team going into this half?
Having one of your senior players, senior defenders being ejected is always a morale boost. They always
sinks your morale a little bit.
Yes, it's hard for the team, so he needs to remind them that it's still 40 minutes. It's anything can happen, and just to stay positive.
Do you change things up a little bit defensively? Do you drop it? Do you sacrifice the offense to drop back down defensively, or do you kind of balance everything out as you're going through when you're down a man?
When you're down a man, you can change things around at the back. Maybe you go with a 3 defenders instead of 4, and move one player higher so you can be more aggressive going forward. We'll see how they come out this next half.
Absolutely. It looks like the weather has dropped just a little bit more. It's getting chilly as the evening goes on. More and more heaters are coming out, the scarves, the headbands, the beanies. I have the Ridgeview fans looking at me so angry. They're upset at me for yelling goals so loud. I had to announce that we are broadcasting this live as we get started into this second half of this non-league game, non-league contest between the Liberty Patriots and the Ridgeview Wolfpack, getting ready to start the second period. And let me get 40 minutes on the board as we wait for the ref's whistle to come on. And the officials slowly and methodically make their way to the center of the field. Like to thank our sponsors. We always got to give a shout out to them. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the United States Army. They always do such a wonderful job. Tony's Pizza. We got to select a Tony's Pizza player of the match tonight to look at it. I'll come to their school on Monday, give them a little pizza box with a certificate in there for a free Tony's Pizza. The Chile Verde pizza is excellent. Got to make sure and try it out there. We got 2 Liberty guys up here right now. Number 25, that's the captain, Kobe Franks, with the lone goal. He's standing next to Jack Kelly. as the Liberty Patriots kick it back, and they're trying to look to strike early, as we saw number 23, Michael Bustamante, who was leaking out there, and they tried to set something up for him. As they switch fields, it goes to Ridgeview's possession, and let's see if number 11, Gonzalez, can get going.
It looks like the Ridgeview Wolfpack did go to a three-man defense right here.
So three-man defense. Let's see if that hurts them being down a man in this second half. They're trying to find one goal, tried to give it back in kind of a give and go to Gonzalez. Gonzalez is trying to find his spots where he just has a little bit of wiggle room to get them shooting. You know, watching the greats, you always compare yourself to the greats. You look at, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo, he just needs an inch to get it out there. You look at Messi, just needs the inch to get by you and shoot, to look on that too as well. These guys, I would say, they just need a little bit of space to try and get a shot up, especially the Gonzalez's out here, the better players that are on these teams.
I'm not a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, by the way, just to
You're a Messi fan, because I think you guys are about the same height when we look on there too as well.
I'm a Xavi and Iniesta fan.
Okay.
They're playmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. Ridgeview Wolfpack is in their field of play right now as they try to get a score going on.
With 3 men at the back, you expose yourself on the wings, so we'll see if Liberty, if Jay Gore sees this and tries to capitalize on that.
Yeah, try to get it out to the wing, because they try to clog that middle, prevent the middle from happening right there. Pretty universal theme from sport to sport, protect the middle at all costs. You know, you think about that, but nonetheless, they're trying to sacrifice the edges so they can make sure that there's enough congestion by the box, the penalty box, and for the goalie to play effective defense or bark out those orders.
You got to control that midfield in order for you to be successful at winning games.
Yeah. Nonetheless, ball ends up going out of bounds. Going to be the pass in by the Liberty Patriots.
Looks like Liberty stayed with the same formation for the back. I'm sure Jay Gore told them to keep possession, as the Ridgeview Wolfpack is going to try to pressure a little more.
Trying to put that pressure on there, and they want to keep possession to go on there. But there's always that old adage, and I think, you know, another universal thing, you want to play to win. You don't want to play not to lose, you know what I mean? And that's what Liberty sometimes could get in a little bit in their mindset, is just trying to play a little too conservative, a little too possessive. But, you know, nonetheless, if they can just keep it away from them, that sometimes is playing to win. So let's see how Jay Gore approaches this second half. Looks like the ball gets turned over to Liberty right now, as they are playing possession ball, as they're pushing it back, kind of going from defender to defender.
Once the losing team is pressuring, all you got to do is just move the ball around, connect the passes, make them chase, and get them tired.
Get them tired, wear them down, because they are down a man after the red card in the first half. The red card translated into a free penalty kick. That would be Kobe Franks, who was able to capitalize on that free kick and get the goal early on. And nonetheless, the Ridgeview Wolfpack are trying to look for another opportunity, or an opportunity to score.
Wow, what a great ball there.
Great ball going over the top, and it is, wide left, and that's number 10, Christian Pineda.
Great ball by number 8, Anthony Baton from Liberty.
Yeah.
I have the pleasure of coaching him in club soccer, so he's making me look good.
Good cross all the way to the side. It's all from the national champion, Coach Cervantes, with his coaching skills coming out there.
That's all Jay. Jay.
And the ball's getting passed in right now. And trying to look for the handball, some of the Ridgeview Wolfpack. I've been very impressed with the captain, Javian Cortez, and his speed that he just brings.
He's a very smart player. He knows when to place the ball. He knows to put the proper weight on the pass. He's a very smart player.
And like you said, kind of that playmaker to look out there as the Ridgeview Wolfpack are trying to find something. And the ball doesn't go their way. They get the free kick. 35 minutes and counting.
I just love the way Kobe Franks plays the striker position. Very smart kid.
Looking for anything right now. The Ridgeview Wolfpack. The ball goes out. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in rather than a corner kick. And they're going to throw it in right here. And Gonzalez immediately gets the ball taken away from him. They're going to cross it to the center of the field. And the ball goes out on the far side as Ridgeview is trying to hang with possession right here. Slide tackle, number 10, Christian Pineda goes down. No calls made by any official. And the ball is kind of kicked around, goes out of bounds, and it's a throw-in for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. I can tell that the Wolfpack are playing with this sense of urgency right here. They're quick to throw the ball in, get it in, get the ball going, and not just waiting around.
Yes, like we talked about earlier, those first 10, 15 minutes of the first half, of the half, they're very, very crucial for Ridgeview. They need to come out, pressure, and try to get the equalizer.
One to nothing, the Ridgeview Wolfpack are up. 33 minutes left to go. Not the Ridgeview Wolfpack, the Liberty Patriots are up 1-0. Cold, frigid. I had to put my beanie on right now. It's getting a little cold up here. Don't have a lot of hair on top of the dome, so I got to make sure that it's covered up nicely. 33 minutes and counting to go.
If the ref doesn't need a beanie, you don't need a beanie.
Well, the refs can enjoy that down there. They have gloves on, so.
You can see now how Javian Cortez feels. He looks so comfortable on the field now, just moving around, collecting the ball, just making things happen for Liberty.
So with a guy like Javian Cortez and being down, knowing that Ridgeview's down a man, that comfort level all of a sudden starts to go up a little bit more, especially when Ridgeview's down a man, and also Ridgeview is, losing the game 1-0 to look at as Ridgeview's putting pressure on there right now. Gonzalez, got to give it up to him. He's got his 1-on-3 possessions that's going on right now. And it looks like Liberty right now is playing hot potato with the soccer ball as they try to keep the Ridgeview Wolfpack running. It's going to be a throw-in for the Patriots.
Liberty Patriots has done a great job on Andrew Gonzalez, a very, very fast player. They've done an awesome job defensively.
It looks like, especially because they're down now, they're able to mark 3 guys on him. And so...
Well, now Ridgeview is playing with 2 forwards, I believe. Number 7 and number 11, Andrew Gonzalez, are now the strikers for the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Ball's kicked around. Ball goes out of bounds again to the Liberty Patriots.
Number 14 for the Ridgeview Wolfpack, Angel Solorio. Here we go.
Franks bringing the ball up, trying to possess it, get it up there. You definitely see he's got a size advantage to some of the Ridgeview Wolfpack that goes on there. Big kid. And number 10, Pineda's had a great game. A little touch by Franks as he tries to make a run through. And the ball's right there, and the keeper gets on it. Big collision down there in the goal box. And there's going to be time that's going to be called. Three-car pileup, I think is what we call it, to look at it. We're going to see what ends up happening right here.
I mentioned it earlier, Kobe Franks, the way he moves, the way he uses his body. He understands the game so well. He understands how to play that striker position so well.
And that's what, allows him to go on to the next level right here. Personal service right here. Your son is bringing up pizza right here. And we also got hot chocolate coming up here. Dude, look at that. All this stuff, man. You're getting it all going, man.
No, I got this one for you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So I know you're cold.
Give me some hot. I'm not cold. I'm doing well. I got the beanie on. I'm good to go.
All right.
I got some players down right now. Kevin Willie. First time doing soccer. Kevin Willie's done a wide variety of sports. I don't know if you know this as a cameraman. He has done hockey. He says this is just like hockey but a little bit slower to look at it like that. So
It is
kind of
his fastest
interesting
sport.
analogy. Right? You look at that, just a little bit different. Kevin Willie has also done boxing before, and that's been an interesting one.
Wow.
Ringside doing the boxing, the camera on the side right there. He talked about the blood spatter that would get onto the camera every now and again to look at that. So
he's been around the ring?
he has been around the ring.
Wow.
He has been a staple of football and all that stuff too throughout the years and all that stuff. He's done a wide variety of sports, done hoops, done volleyball, done band, does all kinds of different things, does choir concerts, does a lot for the Kern High Network as we look at it. So he is a man of many talents. I don't ever tell him that, but he does a good job. So
I can tell you that he made us feel so comfortable last week when we did the game in Spanish. He told us what he was going to do. He made us feel comfortable.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he said he brings earplugs to soccer games now because you guys yelled goal so loud the other time that he wasn't expecting.
Wasn't ready for that, huh?
Wasn't ready for that. Got to fix the time on here. I apologize. Get it on there. I want to find a time for you and get it started. .28:44 going left. It is going to be after the three-car pileup where three players ran into each other. Gonzalez has an opportunity, takes a shot, but another good, impressive goal. I mean, good, impressive save by Braden Nielsen, who is the backup keeper who's come on pretty strong. As Gonzalez is working hard side to side. And that's the one thing is maybe like a little injury timeout that you have like that could re-energize that going on there. I do got to tell you, I think that Gonzalez has got to conserve that energy maybe for the last 10 minutes. He's got 28 minutes left to go. He's in shape. He's in high school. He's got, the best shape of his life, but at the same time to be able to maintain a pace that long, definitely tough to do. The call is against number 7, Molina. A little too much body, a little too much physicality.
Playing striker now for Andrew Gonzalez now. He has to do a lot of chasing at the back. So I'm sure he's a little winded, but hopefully he has more in the tank.
And the ball is kicked off. And nonetheless, Kobe Franks is looking to get his second goal of the game. Great defense, that big body that gets out there. But great defense, that's number 5. Make sure you get the right name on there for him.
Number 15, Jeffrey España.
Was that Jeffrey España right there?
Yes.
Yeah, number 15 played great defense on Franks, who's got a big body, but España's a pretty big kid himself. Ridgeview trying to make a run, immediately thwarted, and there's the man of the hour, Javen Cortez.
You can see how Ridgeview continues to pressure. They want to get that goal back.
Crowd's getting into it a little bit now. They're excited about the opportunity to maybe tie this game up. Overtime rules a little bit different. If I'm correct, let me say there's 2 10-minute periods.
Correct.
And you play them all the way out.
Yes.
Correct. And then after that, what does it turn into? 5-minute golden goal. Is that correct?
Not in the regular games. In the playoffs, it goes to a 5-minute sudden death.
And then after that, it turns into PKs.
Correct. We saw the goalie coming out for the injury. Well, it's also a rule in high school that when you get injured or the coach comes onto the field, you have to step out and then be subbed once more.
But if the coach doesn't step out and just let you sit there, you're sitting there for a long time to keep him in there.
Well, I mean, it's sometimes you got to look for the player's safety, but
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you saw that it was nothing big, then you just let him fight it out.
1-0 Liberty Patriots.
Great defense there again.
Great
Liberty.
defense. Gonzalez looking for the call right there. A little bit of physicality.
You can see how Gonzalez is a little frustrated now with the way he's being defended by the Liberty Patriots.
Yeah, and maybe that frustration stemmed being down a man. Maybe that frustration because early on, if you remember, the officials were making all the little calls right off the bat, and it seems like they've laxed a little bit and let him play. So there could be some frustration. Maybe he's thinking there's some inconsistency going on there, but you just never know. Great defense right there. Excellent defense.
Angel Solorio, number 14.
Excellent. And there's a run-through that's going on right here. A lot of contact that's going on. That's number 7, Molina. Looks like there was a push right there, but
Ridgeview Wolfpack playing a little more physical now.
yeah, absolutely. Great pass right here. Here comes Molina right here. He gets pushed down in the middle.
Wow.
They're telling him to play.
Wow.
And, man, and looking for that contact. He ends up in the pitch, and he gets nothing right there. And once again, they're going to call that right here. You got a disgruntled crowd right here looking for a shot in the penalty box. That would have been a PK right there. And there was a lot of contact that was going on in there.
It was a similar situation to the first half when number 5, Edgar Valdovinos, got a red card.
Yeah, and Kobe Franks was able to get that. So here we go, going to kick this. Does it look like it's Gonzalez right there, or is it number 14?
Gonzalez with the bright shoes. You
gotta remember that.
You gotta remember that. I'm sorry, that's Angel Solorio.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looked like it was Solario, number 14. I think
Solario
is gonna
bright shoes,
and he's gonna take a strong shot that goes in there, and the shot goes up and over, and it's gonna be the Patriots' ball as the keeper retrieves the ball, and he's gonna kick it out.
I can't see why the Ridgeview Wolfpack were kind of upset on that play because again he looked very similar to the one they called on Ridgeview the first half.
And it looked like two defenders were contacting the offensive player.
It's frustrating for the coach, for the players, because they feel like they should have been given a call, and obviously they didn't.
It's 23 minutes ticking down right now.
Oh.
And here comes Gonzalez right here, has an opportunity, trying to cross it. And I think it's going to be a corner kick, and it's going to be Gonzalez taking the corner kick. And as we talk about high school soccer, what we know about high school soccer, I've seen it enough time. The good coaches practice those set pieces to allow them to get on there. But what we see right here is the Ridgeview Wolfpack got the ball in quick and an excellent save. And I know Kevin Willie's keeping it on here, but, man, what an excellent save by the crowd. Was able to catch that right off the – looked like a dad of a keeper or something like that. It was excellent right there.
Yeah, it was a great job over there.
Kevin Willie does a great job keeping the focus on those kids. Gonzalez with the ball, kicks it all the way down here. It's just some open spaces. That's number 8, Yamaguchi, looking for something. The aggressors in this half, definitely the Ridgeview Wolfpack, as they're trying to find something. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Wolfpack ball. They're going to quickly get this ball in like they've been doing so they don't allow the Patriots to set up. And it's going to be the same thing again, and Yamaguchi's got to try and find something to allow his players. Actually, it's not going to be Yamaguchi anymore. It's going to be number 10, Christian Gonzalez. And the ball gets in there, and there are opportunities. They are putting the pressure, upper left V. Great save. That's number 21, Braden Nilsson, with an excellent save for the Liberty Patriots.
He's doing a great job.
Coach Jay Gore.
Talking to his goalie right there to take his time. Goalies have 6 seconds. Once they catch the ball, they have 6 seconds to punt it or play it.
Now, here, part of that 6 seconds, can they put it on the ground?
No, once they put it on the ground, the 6 seconds.
So they could set it on the ground, and it could stay on the ground for as long as they wanted to. Okay. 6 seconds to get it out of their hand.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And the Wolfpack looking to push it up. The aggressors this probably last 8 or 9 minutes have definitely been the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Number 7, Razzle Dazzle. Oh, what an excellent stop. And that is number 21, Braden Nilsson, with an excellent stop right there after a rocket shot.
Ridgeview continues to pressure. They want that equalizer.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And it's a goal for Ridgeview. Big goal, the equalizer coming out right here. Big time goal. And Coach Cervantes, who was in on that goal right there?
Number 7 for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. I'll give you the name right now. Jonah Molina got in the box and took a great strike on the goal. Tough for the goalie to defend that.
Jonah Molina with the equalizer. Now it's 1-1. Ridgeview Wolfpack against the Liberty Patriots.
It smells like overtime now.
It could be overtime.
We'll see if Ridgeview continues to pressure. Maybe they might get that second goal.
And
another foul call there by
putting that
referee
goal,
John Lopez.
Putting that goal on Twitter right now, the Molina equalizer. Very, very exciting to look at that. Ridgeview won, Patriots won. Exciting soccer here. Kern High Network game of the week, the Liberty Patriots and the Ridgeview Wolfpack. All the momentum right now is with the Ridgeview Wolfpack. They are playing confident soccer right now. They're getting a few breaks that are going their way. They have the Patriots on their heels. Slick move by Gonzalez right now as he's defending. And you can see Kern County why he is one of the best players in all of Kern County. Wow. Little razzle-dazzle. I'd pull a hamstring if I did that.
Oh, injury there. The ref is letting it go. We talked about playing with 10 men, how sometimes that's beneficial. Yeah. And I think Ridgeview is taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. And we see right here that a lot of physical play going on, and a yellow card comes out right now and sending him off right away. That's number 23, Cesar Sanchez. Oh, not Cesar Sanchez. Number 23, Michael Bustamante is immediately sent off. It's going to be frustrating on both ends because I'm going to say this. They were very tight in the first few minutes of the game. Then all of a sudden in the second half, it's worn down. He's let him play. He's been consistent in there. But then all of a sudden, that was just a little too aggressive right here. Some of the balls bouncing absolutely Ridgeview's way as they're trying to make something happen. And definitely pressing Gonzalez with some slick moves on the ground.
Now Liberty's awake again after that equalizer by Ridgeview. Now they wanna get that goal back.
Absolutely. Closing in on 17 minutes, 1-1. What an exciting non-league match between the Liberty Patriots and the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Both teams have to be careful of their physicality. Referee John Lopez is ready with those cards.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've had 4 yellow cards out tonight and 1 red card.
Correct.
So we've had a lot of things happen tonight, but the equalizer does happen. That's everything Coach Calignan is looking for as he tries to establish himself. I mean, I think you're looking at, Ridgeview, I think they're D1, am I correct? Ridgeview D1.
Moved up to D2 this season.
Moved up to D2. Liberty's D1. So you're looking at perennial in Bakersfield, in Kern County, top teams that are looking out there. Probably narrow them down to a handful. They have pretty good soccer going all the way around. A lot of club kids that are out there playing soccer too as well. Definitely the more aggressive team this half that you wanted is the Ridgeview Wolfpack. You're seeing a lot of number 7, Jonah Molina. He's been trying to run through, playing his tail off tonight, running up and down the pitch.
We talked about how they changed their formation, playing 2 forwards now. Ridgeview Wolfpack has made the Liberty defense be more aware, more busy at the back.
Yeah. And to look to those long driving balls right here. And what a great ball. Give space to your best player. And here comes Gonzalez as the defense clambers down on him. And, man, he is slick with the ball as he tries to pass to himself. Keeper comes out. Keepers played a very, very nice game. But you got to give it to Molina. It just takes one little wiggle, and he was able to score a goal for the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
That's right, goalkeeper Braden.
Yep, it's
Is it
Braden. Braden Nilsson.
He's done a great job for the Liberty Patriots.
Especially he's coming as a back end trying to establish himself. He's hung in there and had a pretty good game as he's gone on.
You really see a...
There's Molina again. Jonah Molina trying to find some space. And he gets into that keeper box, and it looks like it's going to be just outside. Is it going to be a throw-in?
Looks like a throw-in.
It's a throw-in. Just got to the left side of that flag, that corner right there. And who is going to stabilize and really settle down this Liberty Patriots defense to look at? There's a guy right there, Franks, who kind of gets underneath it. Tough call right here as well as they're trying to get him up there.
Joel Ramos, he already has a yellow card. He needs to be careful with those challenges.
That's why he went over there and helped him up right there.
That's why he went over there to kind of help the ref.
Yeah, see, I'm a good guy. I didn't mean to get him on there. So. Just under 14 minutes to go in this exciting non-league match. Oh, and the ball bounces around. Out of keep. Goal!
Cortez with a.
Oh man, you saw that. You got to see this replay on Twitter. Make sure you go back and look at that. But the ball is kicked from behind. It's definitely a play of the year. What a goal! And that is definitely a big time play. And you said it, Javian Cortez with the goal of the year.
Wow, he really he knew where he was in the box, and he tried it. There's nothing wrong with that. It was good. It was a good outcome for him.
Well, JV, I am speechless. Keep me speechless with.
You've seen professional players like I'm not comparing him to a professional player, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He scores goals like that. Your friend Cristiano Ronaldo. He has scored some goals like that, but it's not easy to do. Jonah Molina back in the box.
And John Molina scores that goal! Go, 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 go! Wow. I cannot keep up with the goals that are being scored right now. It is 2-2 and equalizes it out.
Jay Gore cannot be happy with that, giving away that goal with 12 minutes left.
I'm trying to put all these replays on Twitter right now so that kids can enjoy these. It is 2-1. Molina with the equalizer. He's going for the hat trick. I do know what that is.
It's 3 goals, yeah.
Yeah, it is 3 goals.
Great, exciting game.
Absolutely.
We're watching now, Kyle. Cold. It's getting very cold up here.
Keep the commentating going. I'm putting up replays on Twitter if you can do that for me, bud.
All right. Ridgeview Wolfpack playing at the back, player with the goalie with a long kick. Liberty trying to react after giving away that goal. Crowd is encouraging the Ridgeview Wolfpack to get that 3rd goal, so we won't have to go into overtime. Ball in the box. Ridgeview play kickball now, trying to put the ball on the ground. Jonah Molina now all the way to the back. He just scored a goal, and now he's playing defense. That's a great sign of a player that likes to work hard. Referee John Lopez now talking to the assistant referee. We'll see what call he wants to make.
Make sure you guys go to Twitter at KHSD Athletics and go to Facebook, Kern High Network, to see these goals. I really want you guys to go on there. And I'm calling it the goal of the year by number 9, Javian Cortez of the Liberty Patriots. Here comes Javian Cortez again. And I'm going to say this, Coach Cervantes. He is a playmaker, as you talked about him, your type of player, the playmakers that get on there not the striker, not whatever, but if you go onto Twitter and look at that replay on there or rewatch this game, you're going to see the slick play that he has on there, and what an impressive young man is Mr. Cortez, Javian Cortez.
Great player. We talked about him at the beginning of the game. He's been all over the field, always trying to create, always trying to find that pass or trying to find that opportunity to put the goal in the back of the net. Liberty now with a cross in the box, trying to look for that header.
And nonetheless, Liberty Patriots have to be frustrated because they just went up, and within a span of less than a minute,
yes,
the equalizer comes out for the Ridgeview Wolfpack in the form of Molina. And, you know, you look at it, I think it's a two-horse race right now. At first, I thought it was all Franks for the Tony's Pizza player of the game, but I think it's a two-man race right now between Jonah Molina, with 2 goals to really bring in the second half. And I got to tell you, I'm still thinking about that Javian Cortez goal that he had right there. What a slick move to kind of go back behind and everything. What impressive young man.
Great awareness by Javian, knowing that he's inside the box, knowing that the goalie's out, and just to heel kick that ball.
Not even looking is amazing. So great awareness to look at. But here's another man that's having an excellent game is Mr. Molina. One thing you got to know about Mr. Molina, he is just a junior midfielder that's actually playing up in that forward position right now. And he's having a whale of a game as we get down to that 8-minute mark. A lot of contact going on. Franks ends up on the pitch right there. And the Wolfpack coaching staff said, hey, let's keep playing. We have momentum going our way. And you could say that all the momentum is definitely indeed going the Wolfpack way this half. And I just let the record show that I was made fun of for being cold, but Coach Cervantes has his gloves on right now because it's getting really cold. It's getting to another level out here.
It is extremely cold now.
And the Ridgeview Wolfpack are staying on their side of the field. They possess the ball most of this half right here as well. And just in a little slip up at one time, you allow Javian Cortez to sneak in there and heel kick a ball into the net.
You would think that Liberty Patriots are the ones with a man down, but again, Ridgeview is pressuring high, and they want to win this game.
Trying to find the ball. Ball is called against Gonzalez right here. And it's going to be a yellow card, and he's going to send him right off. And it looked like it'd be a little bit of taunting. Maybe he wants to give him a break for a little bit. But the 5th yellow card that's called tonight.
Sometimes
and number 21, Jose Rico's coming in.
That's frustrating for coaches, for players. Sometimes the refs are very quick with the card.
Yeah.
When you can just talk to the kid, give him a warning.
Coach him up. Got to be committed to the whistle sometimes, though. That's what I say sometimes. You know, the life of official, you want to get control of the game. It's a passion game, and I just think you got to do a cost analysis and weigh your options to look at it as well. But nonetheless, we're commentating and we're up here doing what we kind of see and all that stuff too as well. But you never know what the official sees down in there, what he hears, what's being said. Maybe it's something that we can't hear out there, but you hope that it could be coached up a little bit more. Nonetheless, Wolfpack get the ball to keep, and they're going to be looking to push the ball. I'll say this, a lot of long balls for the Ridgeview Wolfpack this half as they're trying to really extend the pitch and really make it a lengthy pitch too as well. See another crosser like that and try and space them out and not be things so cluttered together to allow the extra man to swarm around them.
Looks like both teams really got away from the plan now. Now just going forward every single time they touch the ball. Like in this case, Angel Solorio tries to find that forward with a long kick.
Opportunities coming for the Ridgeview Wolfpack as they're still pressing forward, trying to see what they can do. A lot of contact going on. Not a lot being called right now. Still into the corner, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Wolfpack. Trying to figure out what's going on. 5 minutes and counting down. And Ridgeview down a man since in the first half. when a red card was called in the penalty box area, allowing Franks to get the PK. A lot of contact going on.
As we mentioned earlier, sometimes playing a man down, playing with 10,
Yeah.
it could be a game changer.
Here comes Gonzalez all the way in the corner to look at it. Lot of contact going on, a lot of opportunities. Ball is shot, great defense. That's number 6 for Liberty Patriots. Let me get you a name. That is Alex Fernandez with a great defense to prevent it. But I'm going to tell you, this whole half has been all about the Ridgeview Wolfpack as Gonzalez comes back in after the yellow card. I'll say this, Alcide Adis, the cross-country runner extraordinaire, has had a great game, kind of a good complimentary piece, good solid player on the side right there, doing a great job.
He's a very young player, always very coachable, always trying to help out the team the best he can.
Just a sophomore too, like you said, just a young player in there. They get another, including this year, another 3 years with him. Here comes Gonzalez all the way in the corner trying to find those spaces, and the ball is kicked out of bounds to one of the goals that's just hanging out on the track over there. But this whole half that we have seen, it's been all Ridgeview Wolfpack. Even though the score's tied up 2-2 right now, it's been all the Ridgeview Wolfpack right now as they've been controlling this game.
You can see now how Ridgeview has put Liberty on their half. All 11 players on their half. A lot of pressure.
If you're Coach Calignan, you're definitely happy with the performance of your team. If you're Coach Gore, you got to be kind of sick to your stomach because you're up a man and you've been dominated in this half a little bit. So,
as a coach, that's one thing that you worry about, being a man up, that the team's got to get overconfident.
And you're playing kind of the David Goliath scenario where one team's got nothing to lose but just play their game. Here we go, the man of the hour right here. Leaking on the left side is number 8. They're trying to clear the ball out. Right now is the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And I will say this, and a card comes out, a yellow card does come out again, and that's Frank that ends up on the pitch.
That was
2 minutes and 30 seconds, zeroing down on that.
Tough tackle there by Mr. Shotaro Yamaguchi. He's not a dirty player. I know that kid. He's not a dirty player. He just was late to the play.
Still on the ground. Coach is looking, should he come on, should he not? And he's kind of examining his options to see if he can get up or not.
He knows that he comes on the field, he has to step off.
They got to keep Franks on there as one of their best players and all that stuff. The official is actually motioning to switch off. I think it is an ankle that's coming on. He's trying to get off on there, but that's a critical blow in these moments that are winding down. And I'll stop the clock on the broadcast so you can see we're down to that 2-minute mark as we look at it. And big blow for the Liberty Patriots.
Yeah, that's tough.
Franks looks like he appeared to roll an ankle or do something. And that is tough, especially when it's your best player to look at. But nonetheless, the official is looking at his stoppage time, seeing what's going on.
That's a very, very tough situation now for the Liberty Patriots, losing their target player, losing their striker. We'll see how they react now. Hopefully Kobe Franks doesn't have a serious injury. Hopefully just what a shot.
And
What a shot by
big stop,
Alex.
big shot. That's number 6, Alex Fernandez getting in there, and he misses the left, but what a hit. Ahosa steps in big time with a big time block right there. And they got to look to clear it. Not a very good clear by the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And number 10, great defense right there. Got to look for the long ball to get it up there. Ooh, got to take care of possession right here.
This kid,
and the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be the Ridgeview's ball.
Jonah Molina, he scores 2 goals, and now he's all the way to the back, helping his defense out.
He's the Energizer Bunny. He's had big energy all all game, and he's had 2 goals. Maybe he's trying to look for that hat trick going on right there. As the throw-in comes, there's Molina in the mix of it again.
It looked like playing with 3 men at the back has helped really
Look
paid
at
off.
Molina's slick movement right there. Molina's had a great game. It looks like it deflected off of Liberty, and it's going to indeed be Ridgeview ball with the throw-in. We do have stoppage time that's going on there, so that's what we're playing in right now. And a long ball right here, and an opportunity. Almost had it. And we're trying to see what the call is. It's going to be a corner. And wow, almost excitement nearing in these last few minutes. And this is very, very critical. I think that Ridgeview's got to take their time right here as they set up the set piece in the corner right here. And I think they're going to bring Gonzalez down so that they can use him. And they're going to have Solario is going to kick from the corner. So let's see.
I'm surprised that a Ridgeview coach doesn't set all his players up with no time left.
And the ball gets in there. Oh, over the top. And what a close one. A lot of contact underneath and a yellow card immediately. And it looks like something was said to the official. And a yellow card comes out, and we just hope that the young man down there is okay.
Looks like Joel Ramos is the player down on the field.
And Ramos is on the ground. A lot of contact going out on there. What an exciting play at the end.
It was a tricky call. He could have gone either way with that.
Yeah.
It looked like a foul.
Then there's a little bit of discussion by the side judge with the center official. Don't know if anything will change. The assistant referee and the referee get together. It's not a side judge. It's not football. It's football. I got to make sure I get it right. You can correct me on air if you want to do that, man. I need to learn the game so I understand all the positions and stuff that go on there.
All right.
I won't get my feelings hurt. The ball's pressed up. And Liberty definitely putting the pressure on right now, but it's going to be a throw-in for the Wolfpack.
You want to talk about another Energizer bunny, Dylan Graves. He's all over the field.
Absolutely. Running.
Looks like now also Liberty went to 3 men at the back, wanting to win this game in the last minute.
Hope that Franks is okay. Looks like his boot's off right now. Trying to check that ankle. Playing the ball up. Here comes Gutierrez. Has some numbers. Looks to cross the field. Crosses the field over to Molina. And Molina, the playmaker extraordinaire tonight, who's had a great game. It looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And this is right in their territory.
Another yellow card for the Liberty Patriots now.
Another yellow card. I think we're up to 6 or 7 yellow cards for the game. Maybe even more.
Probably close to 10 now.
Probably close to 10. A lot of yellow cards.
Once again, I'm surprised that the Ridgeview coach is not sending all these players up. Could be the last play of the game.
Could be the last play of the game. We have 2 10-minute overtime periods. This goes into overtime. 2-2. And here we go right here. And it looks like it's going to be a goal kick. And it's got to be winding down to time. Clock is stopped for a little while. How much stopping time? Maybe that a few of those injuries that we saw, the 3-car pileup, as well as the Franks injury, may have caused some stoppage time to kind of add up a little bit. But
also the yellow cards, every time he gives out a yellow, he has to stop the clock.
So it could be a half an hour of stoppage time that we could be looking at with the amount of stuff that's been on here.
I don't think it's that much.
Just to have poke a little fun at this to look at it, but nonetheless, a lot of yellow cards have been called as Ridgeview is trying to play the ball deep as we go on there. But Patriots stymie it. And a player is down right now. Could be a cramp. And sometimes students don't get enough water, especially when it's cold. Because they think it's cold and they're not hot, so they don't drink water, which is the worst thing you could do. So they're not hydrated enough, and so they end up getting cramps. And those whistles mean that this is the end of regulation, and we are going to go into overtime 1 to look at and explain the rules of the first overtime.
First overtime, first 2 10-minute halves of overtime with they don't have a they just flip at the end of the first overtime. They don't have halftime no more. I want to take this opportunity real quick to just mention all of these kids have the support from their parents, and you can see right here by the crowd, especially one of them, Joel Ramos. I know his dad. His dad is being he's been following that kid and coaching him also ever since he was a little kid, and that plays a big role on the way these kids are brought up and the way they look at soccer and hopefully playing at the next level in college soccer.
Absolutely.
Support from the parents is very important. Club soccer, high school soccer, or any sport. The captain's deciding right there who's going to do the kickoff for the first overtime.
I'd like to give a thank you to the United States Army, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. They've been huge financial supporters as we've gone through here. Pav Solar and Communication. Tony's Pizza has been another sponsor from day one. Raymond's Trophies has helped out. We also got to give a shout out to our superintendency, Dr. Brian Schaefer, who's really backed everything we're doing in the Office of School Support Services. Got to thank Dr. Brenda Lewis, Dr. Scott Cole, Dr. Michael Zolfa, Dr. Dean McGee, all the superintendents who help kind of make us do what we do. But more importantly, we've got to thank Stan Green, my boss, the Director of School Support Services, who from day one has really wanted to establish a live stream, a broadcast presence in the landscape of Bakersfield. And we've done that as we've now branched into soccer. And I got to say this, I've learned so much about volleyball, so much about wrestling, so much about all these sports. But one thing I can say about the vision of Stan Green is he just wants, and our office wants, kids to be involved because we want to make memories for kids. That's why we really want to press out, our Twitter, with all these replays that are on there. We want to, live stream as many things we can do. And there are still a lot of sports that we want to venture out, we want to try out, and we never want to stop doing that. So it's definitely a huge thing to look at. So to all of our sponsors, all those people that have made decisions behind the scenes to get where we're at right now, just want to say thank you to all of that. We have a lot of great kids in this town, and we're able to see a lot of different kids, a lot of talent in this. I mean, think about it. You're at East, and who did you guys play today in the South High tournament?
We played BHS and we played Miramonte.
Okay, so here's the question: you played BHS, and your kid goes there. Did your kid score against you?
He did.
Oh man, your own kid.
He did.
So who has the bragging rights at home? He's got him because
it was a PK. It was a PK.
Oh, it was a PK. All right.
He has to make those PKs, or he's not gonna hear the end of it at home.
Yeah, he's got to make those PKs, or he doesn't.
I try to psych him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I try to psych him out. I say, hey, your mom's
calling.
calling.
Yeah, it didn't work. But nonetheless, I mean, you've seen a wide variety of soccer get to talk about it, and it's opportunities like this is every sports area we try to get experts. So we've had Coach Rich Cornford kind of help us on the commentating in football. We had Tom Myers, who's been around the scene in volleyball just nonstop. We also have, you in soccer, and we have Vance Palm in hoops, and we have Daryl Pope and Brad Hull. You know the name Daryl Pope, who's at CSUB, a wrestling coach in heavyweight. His input is amazing to look at as we get started with this 10 minutes. And Ridgeview looks like they're going to be going north, and Liberty looks like they're going to be going south. So the right end of your screen, that is the goal for Liberty to score at, and going the other way is Ridgeview to the left of your screen.
We'll see who really wants to win this game. Sometimes when you go to overtime, both teams, they just kind of settle down now because none of them want to lose. So they kind of play it safe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
They kind of play it safe, but, you know, because they have time, and they know that if they do give up a goal, they still have time to figure things out, if that makes any sense, because it's not a golden boot or golden kick that goes in there and all that stuff. So it's not the golden goal. That's what it is. That's the word, I guess. Yeah, eventually it comes to me. It's all junk. I was
about to correct you.
Absolutely. I got it right there. Golden Boots award that's given out, right, at the end of a –
Messi just got one.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And your friend Cristiano got the golden ball.
Golden ball, okay.
Ballon d'Or. That's my French for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a French term going on right there. Here comes Ridgeview. They've been pressing this whole second half into this overtime. They're going to look to press. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics, on Facebook at Kern High Network. See all these replays. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the JV and Cortez goal is one of the most impressive goals you'll see all night. Make sure you get out there, see that on Twitter. Very, very impressive.
Top 10.
SC Top 10. And it's crossed over, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a free kick for Braden Nielsen, who's had a great game. We got to say this. The regular keeper is out.
Alec Maxwell.
Alec Maxwell is out.
Shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury that you talked about earlier in this broadcast, and the backup is coming here, and Mr. Nielsen has had a great game. But number 7, Molina. Oh, here comes Gonzalez right here with the left kick. Oh, goes off the bar right there, and the ball manages to stay in. And what an excellent effort and a strike of luck for the Liberty Patriots. And, man.
That is the mark of a great player right there. He was quiet for pretty much the second half, and now you give him a chance, and he almost scored a goal.
And he had a chance with his left right there that you got to see. I mean, pretty impressive to look at. Nonetheless,
you can't fall asleep on that kid because he'll make you pay.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you tonight, Coach Cervantes. You've had a long day of nothing but soccer, and you finish it with some more soccer. And you came out here and you give up your time and all that stuff. I know how busy it is being the life of a coach, but do appreciate you coming out here and calling this game with me as I learn as much as anyone else out here about the game of soccer as I continue to evolve and develop the Kern High Network. I love learning these things and looking at that, so thank you for coming out here, bud.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving it.
Nonetheless, got to take care of the ball. That's one thing that's universal themes that you can look at from soccer to basketball to football. Take care of those possessions. Take care of those balls in there. Don't have those unforced errors that come out. With the throwing for the Liberty Patriots, this is one rule that I'll never, I'm very particular. The ball goes out of bounds in one spot in basketball. You don't have 50 feet to run up and down like they do in soccer. Kevin Willie's trying to explain that to me, and it'll never make sense to me. So give me the soccer professionals.
Some refs will give you some refs will be very picky about it. They want you to throw it in from the exact spot where it went out. Some refs give you 3-4 yards to step up and make the throw, and it happens in
and some refs give you 10 to 15 yards. I've seen it before. Come on, man.
they're not supposed to, but
they give you a lot to go in there. Okay, so right there, that's a good 5-6 yard throw in right there.
I would say 2 to 3.
Oh, come on, come on. And Liberty Patriots take possession right here. That's number 10, Christian Pineda. I like Christian Pineda's game. Pretty solid. He does a good job. Kind of that center mid position right there where he just is able to anchor the middle of the field. He talked about how important that is. He does a good job right there. And nonetheless, Ridgeview Wolfpack trying to get a play with Jordan Bueno right there, but they aren't able to capitalize on the connection from Gonzalez to Bueno. Oh, and there it is. Molina looking for the hat trick. And Molina gets through. There is no call. Finally, it does come out, and a card. And we're going to see if there's the same consistency, and it's just a yellow right there. Some people are wondering where that red is at. But Molina, being the playmaker that he is trying to get that, and it looks like they're going to have it.
We don't know if he called a PK or if it looks like it was a PK if he gave the Liberty Patriot a card. We'll see what referee John Lopez decides.
And it's going to be a said Adis. Or is it going to be Gonzalez right here? Andrew Gonzalez coming in.
So it's finally a PK.
And let's see if he can get that as Kevin Willie kind of pans out and gets the whole kind of shot to see where they're at. To see if Andrew Gonzalez can sink this in there. And it is going to be a PK. And I'm excited to yell goal if Andrew Gonzalez can sink this in there. Big moment for Nielsen, the keeper for Patriots.
So there's a crowd now.
So we got to get the whole thing in there as Christian Gonzalez. And he shoots. Oh. And it's a goal! Goal! Andrew Gonzalez with the goal on the keeper right there. And it definitely goes up there, and they are up 3-2 right now. People are looking at me like I'm crazy, and I am a little crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to get the best opportunity. Andrew Gonzalez sneaks it in, and they're up 3-2 in overtime.
Great goal, goalkeeper Braden Nielsen, almost with a stop right there. Cross by Liberty, looking for that camp. Oh. Goalie for Ridgeview now playing it safe with a good catch right there, trying to come out on the left side. Trying to control the ball now. Now Liberty is the one that is the team that needs to pressure to get that equalizer.
So even at the end of this, and if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, even at the end of this first overtime, they still have to go to a second overtime, even if Ridgeview has the lead, correct?
Yeah, they have to play those 10 minutes.
They have to play those extra 10 minutes. So even as the clock winds down and we get to that 2 minutes to look on there, got to have that. Great shot, Kevin Willie, getting that goal in there. Appreciate that. Do a great job, as you always do. But it gets exciting, and I'm excited that I get to yell goal. That was good. That was a better one right there.
That was pretty good.
That was impressive. Thank you.
That's pretty good.
I'm the most improved at yelling goals.
You've done
and all
it
that
5
stuff
times tonight. So
I've done it 5 times tonight. May lose my breath as we get on there, but I'm just excited. One thing I learned about, and Coach Cervantes talked to me about this last time, and correct me if I'm wrong because I want to be correct. In Spanish soccer and Mexican soccer, the announcers switch from play-by-play and commentating at the half and do all that stuff too.
Right.
A little bit different than what maybe we see in Europe or we see in the American game and all that stuff too, as well, as there's a lot of activity going on in the penalty box right there. Ball ends up in possession of Ridgeview. But back to that, announcers switch it.
They switch. They just want to give the audience a different tone, a different flavor.
Different perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the game of soccer to switch it up and give the analysis that you give us every night and all that stuff too as well. And I also this is my one opportunity to yell goal 5 times in a game that I've been able to.
You've done a great job so far, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. A lot going on right now. Christian Gonzalez has come alive in this overtime. We've been waiting for him to wake up. Gets his 6th goal of the season.
Andrew
Gonzalez, my bad. Andrew Gonzalez gets in there and gets his 6th goal of the season. And I will say this, Molina had 1 goal coming into tonight, and he has 2. He all of a sudden has those 3 goals, and he's adding to being an effective player. And I'll say this, to counter Gonzalez, and here comes Jonah right here with a nice little tap. And a great job overall by Braden Nielsen.
Jonah Molina, you wouldn't think that he's very fast, but that kid has some wheels on him.
And I'll say this, he's got some stamina too. He's, like I said, the Energizer Bunny tonight. He's been nonstop. One key thing that we got to pay attention to tonight, we haven't seen him on there. He's been out for a long time. I think he's got an ankle injury. Don't know the severity of it, but that's number 25 for the Liberty Patriots. Kobe Franks has been out a long time. I hope he's okay. But like I said, he is a crucial blow, critical blow for the Liberty Patriots as that whistle is blown and we get started for the 2nd overtime. And the Ridgeview Wolfpack are, I would say this, they're excited where they stand right now because all of the momentum is in their favor right now.
It is. They've done a great job. The plan for the Ridgeview coach really paid off, putting more pressure on top, putting two forwards with Andrew Gonzalez and Jonah Molina, taking a little bit of a risk at the back, but it paid off for him.
And they're playing with the utmost confidence right now. And if you're a coach right now, it's like you do want to have, I mean, you talked about it, their best defender that went out with a red card early on, Valdivinos, you talked about was a key piece. Of course, he wants to have him in a game, but right now, the way the momentum of this game is going, I think he likes just having the 10 right there because it's allowed them to kind of settle back and be the aggressor. However, I could be wrong because as a coach, you always want to have 11 and be matched up evenly, don't you?
You never want to be down.
Yeah.
But sometimes, again, the role switch, and it pays off to have 10 players on the field.
Absolutely.
I know Coach Jay Gore is not very happy with the outcome right now, so he has 10 minutes now to try to get that goal back.
Try and get it figured out, and if you're coach, you know, like you said, Jay Gore, I mean, the last 50 minutes of soccer, if you count the 40 minutes in the second half and the 10 minutes of the first overtime, you've had one goal and you've been up one man. And I'll actually say this, you could probably say the last hour they've been up one man and they've had one goal to account for and all that, and they've given up 3. I mean, think about that. They've been giving up 3 goals and they've been up a man, so that's definitely got to be frustrating where they're coming from. But if you're Ridgeview, you're loving it as Ridgeview is going to try and make things happen. Jay Gore looks like he's going to drop back about 7 in defense to look at as the clock strikes up and as we get going.
No, he can't drop 7 to his defense. He has to put people on top now to get that goal back.
So it looks like he's just got 5 back there as we're seeing, and the ball goes out of bounds. That's number 17, Jordan Bueno, gets the ball out of bounds, but a very nice game. Mr. Gonzalez is woken up, and here he comes right here, and he's making the press right here, and it's shot. Oh! And he just misses that right side of the goal. And I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Gonzalez is a definite force to be reckoned with as he burst by 2 Liberty Patriots and almost scores an immaculate goal on the right side right there.
That was a close call by the assistant referee. That could have gone either way. He decided not to call an offside on that play.
Absolutely. As Ridgeview, all the momentum the last hour or so has gone the Wolfpack's way. And Coach Calignan's definitely got to be happy because they have faced the obstacle the last hour as the Wolfpack have dug in, being down a man due to the red card in a penalty box early. And they went down 1-0. But here come the Wolfpack. All the momentum has been their way as Bueno kind of throws a little bit of mist. And once again, moving the ball up there. What a force right there, and giving it to Gonzalez as the ball pushes all the way through. And the runner, he can run. His seed Adis right there, but he's not able to run and track that down right there. But good idea. I like the approach right there, but just a little bit too far for Adis to track down.
I don't know much about cross country. I don't know if it really helps.
Cross country, 5 miles. You got to run to get out there, so definitely have the shape that you get in there.
My son did it for about for his first 2 years in high school.
Okay. Help get in shape for cross country, yeah.
yeah.
My brother did it while I was in football practice. He'd run by, and I'd throw the ball at him, and we'd play catches. He's running by in cross country
Did
and all
you
that
hit him with the ball?
A few times. I tried to peg him as he's going by there, but I digress. Back to the game right here. Liberty Patriots with the throw-in. And Liberty is looking for that equalizer as they are up a man right now, and they're going to try and find it any way they can. But I got to tell you, the momentum is definitely not their way. They are feeling it a little bit. I can say that because not only do they have no momentum, but their best player, Kobe Franks, their captain, the guy who scored the first goal, has been out a long time with an apparent leg injury or ankle injury, trying to figure out what that is going on. As
you saw
number 1, Frank Hinojosa, the senior goalkeeper, makes an impressive stop. As number 4, Dylan Graves, who you talked about all night, has had a solid game, has been digging in all night.
You saw definitely a change when the Franks had to leave the field. Liberty Patriot lost a little bit of danger on top.
Absolutely. And the ball passes through, and Bueno tries to catch her down. But I'm going to tell you, I really like the game. Number 14, Angel Solario, he definitely is a big body. He wears that captain band for a reason. He takes care. You talked about the center. You got to maintain control of the center of the pitch, and he's done a great job doing that.
That kid never quits. He never gives up. He was on the ground for a little bit with an injury, but he got up and he kept playing.
Absolutely. So as they're trying to make, Ased gets out here, passes the ball, gives it to number 8, Yamaguchi, who also has a very solid game. Ridgeview has got a very, very solid center of the field where they have guys that are kind of those center midfielders and those center backs and all that stuff. But you complement that with Andrew Gonzalez at the top. You got a very, very, very good team that could run the course in D2 if they keep all of their guys healthy.
Any team that has a solid center of the field, center of the pitch, like you call it, is going to be a very, very tough team to beat.
You know, and you see that universally in all sports. I mean, in baseball, you talk about the center defensively, your second baseman, your shortstop combination, your double play with your center fielder, the center of your defense on football, the quarterback in the center, your middle linebacker, all of those things. You talk about the center court in basketball, and in soccer, you have the center of your field, being able to shore that up because that's where all the action is. That is definitely key as you look at that. So, nonetheless, we got about 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes in the second overtime of this non-league game between the Liberty Patriots and the Ridgeview Wolfpack. I'd like to thank the Ridgeview Wolfpack administration, Steve Holmes, Drew Parker, Kendra Weiser, Cheryl Thompson, and Mark Thompson, who's kind of the athletic director who pitched this idea to us about Ridgeview and Liberty playing this game. Nonetheless, it's going to be a throw-in for the Wolfpack. Libby Wyatt, Josh Williams, Ron Priest, Tim Davis make up the administration of the Liberty Patriots.
Right now, Ridgeview kind of playing a little bit with the clock, trying to...
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's always that stall tactic where they're not in a hurry to get the ball in bounds. They could take their time and run the course. As Andrew Gonzalez is definitely a magician with the ball and the cleats.
He should be going somewhere with all that talent that he has. I hope he wants to continue to play at a college level.
And even if it's at the junior college level, I will say that. I mean, we've seen some of our talent do well at the junior college level before they can go to the next level. What comes to mind, the last game of the season for the BC men's soccer team, you know, and I'm partial. I brought up a lot of South High guys because that's who I've kind of grown up with soccer with. But Jesus Barras in the last game of the season had 2 goals for the BC men's soccer team and having huge success, and he was kind of the catalyst of that team up there on the hill. So it's exciting to see. I just want these kids to continue their passion. They can do it. They can play at different places. Taft College is right around here. Porterville College, a lot of colleges that offer opportunities for them to play soccer. Of course, we want them to take a look at BC and stay close to home. But, you know, we want these kids to continue, especially the ones that have talent like Andrew does.
Yes, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Hopefully they want to continue to play soccer at that level.
We're closing down on that 2-minute mark, as Liberty has to find something, and a excellent job by number 1, Frank Hinojosa, as he does kind of, what is it, you got moss that you see on NFL Sundays, where he goes up above everyone and is able to bring it down and catch it right there. But a definitely great opportunity right there as the Ridgeview Wolfpack are playing along right now, and here comes Bueno right here, looking the ball up there, and he goes down right there, but the ref doesn't call anything right in front of the official, but he's going to let that play. And once again, that's number 14, Solario, and he has played a good, clean, physical game. And I thought that was a great no call right there by the official as he looked at it, as we get just under 2 minutes left to go in this second overtime here at Ridgeview High School, as number 5 trying to make a run. That is Ethan Jacobs. And it looks like it's going to be a goal kick. And
playing with a yellow card.
And it looks like,
who was that card? Oh, I believe he carded the coach.
And at least there's a yellow card on the coach as he's trying to get the substitution in here. And he was yelled at to relax a little bit. But they get the yellow card in there, and it's going to be the switch. And got to give it up for Andrew Gonzalez, who's played. I'll tell you this, he woke up in the overtimes and in the end of the second half and gave them opportunities. But he's played a really, really nice game, and you can see why he's one of the top talents in Kern County.
He's one of the top talents, but in order for him to be successful, he has to have those guys behind him.
Yeah.
Those midfielders that solid defenders like Joel Ramos and Jeffrey España now on the field.
Yeah, and I tell you that to me the cog in the center is that guy throwing the ball in right now, Solario, who kind of does it all. He's a big body, he can move in there, but big physical, strong kid in there. I think is a good. You talk about those complementary pieces, and I think the growth and development of Molina, who's a junior right now, as he continues to add more goals. He only had 1 coming into tonight, but he stacks 2 more tonight, and he's had his opportunities at the very end that set up the Andrew Gonzalez penalty kick to allow for, his opportunities to make plays, to take all the pressure, because now you got teams thinking about, okay, we have 2 playmakers, and I like those 2 forward combinations at the top like that. And that's going to be it right there. Final of this game tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Final score, Ridgeview 3, Liberty 2.
And as the PA announcer says it on there, is the final of this game is going to be Ridgeview 3, Liberty 2. We have a tough decision to make right now. Kevin Willie is going to come on here in just a second. I'm going to introduce him. He comes on every now and again as we discuss our Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. Here's how it works. Javier, we all get a percentage. I get 33%. Kevin gets 33%. You get 34% of the vote to determine who gets the player of the game tonight, because you are the soccer expert. Kevin and I are just along for the ride, as we've learned quickly. Kevin, we will start with you. Do you have any idea who you want to give the Tony's Pizza player of the game tonight?
Wow. I'm kind of like you. I don't know that much about soccer, but there are 2 guys that really stood out for me were kind of the obvious, Molina and Gonzalez.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 guys that scored.
And I'm having a hard time going between the 2 of them, really. I think I've kind of been veering towards Molina, though.
Okay.
So I think I may he kind of picked up the slack when they went to that 4 up front, running back and doing some defense. And so I think I'm probably going to lean towards him.
Okay, so we have 1 vote for number 4, and that is, or number 7, Jonah Molina for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Coach Cervantes, who is your vote for player of the game, Tony's Pizza player of the game tonight?
I'm going to have to agree. Jonah Molina would be the player of the game, because he made a difference in the game. When Ridgeview was down in the score, he stepped up to the plate. He got those 2 goals. He created a penalty at the end, and to me, that's why he's the player of the game.
I look at this. I see number 9, Javian Cortez, his goal. I mean, just 1 play alone, I know you can't say give player of the game, but that was so stinking impressive that I'm flirting with going with him on that. But I look at the type of impact that Andrew Gonzalez makes on a team and his goal and all that stuff, and he woke up in those overtimes, in those critical moments. But I will tell you this, Jonah Molina having those 2 goals and could have had a 3rd goal, but he gets tackled in the penalty box, and it was because of his play that set up the winning goal by Andrew Gonzalez. So I'm in agreement, and it's unanimous, that the Tony's Pizza player of the game is Jonah Molina, and Jonah Molina will be coming to your school on Monday to give you a Tony's Pizza gift certificate so you can go get the chili verde. Helps on nights like this where the chili verde spices it up a little bit and clears the nostrils as it's so cold. I know I'm grossing everyone out a little bit, but I'd just like to say thank you to Kevin Willie for your camera work. I'd like to thank you to Coach Cervantes. We are going to pick up, this is our last soccer game for the 2017 year. We're going to pick up in January with a full slate of about 4 girls soccer games, 4 boys soccer games, and we're really going to just get this thing going into high esteem. We're going to do an East High game, because you've been helping us out, and I want your team to have some love because of the work that you do for us, the extra work that you do. For everybody here at the Kern High Network, I want to thank Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, our big supporters for everything that we have going on here. Make sure you pay attention to Twitter at KHSD Athletics for all of the scores and the replays, the big games tonight that we had going on. I'd like to thank Mark Thompson of Ridgeview Wolfpack, who asked us to come do this game. This was an exciting game for everybody in Bakersfield and in Kern County and at the Kern High School District. Hope you all have a good night and drive home safe.